Shedeur snap, drops. Here comes pressure. Forced out to his right. Whips this one downfield. He's got Travis out there. Makes the grab at the 23. Cuts off to his left at the 10. Stop and go to 5. To the end zone. The Heisman Trophy winner has done it again. He's going to go down with one of the greatest players in the history of Colorado football, the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter there with another touchdown, a 44-yarder, had a 58-yard reception early in the ball game, but the Buffaloes lose in lopsided fashion here in the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. Coach Gary Barnett, voice of the bus, Mark Johnson. You know, it's a 9-win season, all the excitement coming to the postseason. It's tough. It kind of puts a damper on it, but I think the broad perspective is we got to remember what kind of year this was for Colorado, what Prime's done in year number 2.
Is this when we put lipstick on a pig?
A little bit, in some respects. I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
Well, you know, you said history of Colorado football about Travis. Actually, the history of college football.
Yeah, without question,
yes. I mean, there hasn't been anybody do what he's done.
Right.
And so he's going to be one of those names that people will refer to for years and years. Mm-hmm. But you're right, Mark. This is a 9-win season, and you know these games are supposed to be rewards. When you get in here, you play hard, you want to win, and you can't figure out why you don't win and this and that. But in the end, it's a signal that you've arrived. I mean, you're relevant. You know, I always felt like you had to go to a bowl game to be relevant as you go out and recruit. If you're not in a bowl game, you're not relevant at all. So we're more than in a bowl game. 9 wins makes us more than relevant. So all in all, it was a great year for all of us. And you know, it just had to end like this. You know, that's the way it did. You know, BYU's happy we're not. Next year, maybe it'll be the other way, but that's the way it goes.
In terms of the ball game on this one, Colorado never could quite find its traction in this ball game. I thought BYU was the sharper team in this contest, right?
No question. They had a great scheme. They had a great plan. They were able to execute it. They forced us to try to run the ball. We couldn't, and when we couldn't, we had no pass game because they were able to cover us really well because they were putting extra guys in coverage. And you've got to be able to do the other aspect of the game. We were a one-dimensional team. We were all year. We had 1 game or 2 games where we were able to run the ball for more than 100 yards. I can't even believe I'm saying that. But you can't be one-dimensional and go any further than what we did.
Yeah. Nobody knows this more than Coach Prime and his staff. They got to go out and find some offensive linemen, right? This is going to be. You're not going to have Superman number 2 and Superman number 12 next year. You got to have a team that can run the football and be a little more balanced.
No question. You know, you've got to be able to run it when you need to run it, when you want to run it. And right now we can't do that. So they got to fix that. And like you said, they know that.
Mm-hmm. The Buffaloes, though, when you look at this thing, and this is that end of the year you're looking, you want to put the broad perspective on it. The needle's pointing in the right direction. Prime's already building for year number 3, and it's kind of exciting.
Absolutely. Everybody talks about us. Everybody's watching us. But we'll be back next year. You know, we'll be back. And they'll have to watch us again. They'll get excited because he's that kind of. He has that kind of affect on people and on the sport.
And he's got that kind of fire.
And you know, we're going to attract, you know, good players here, but we've got to have a complete package. You know, can't build it all in 2 years, I'm telling you.
This one hurts a little bit, though, but still a 9-win season. That's Coach Gary Barnett. Now let's turn to our sideline reporter, Bobby Passavento.
Sanders dumps it off for a touchdown. Nice play. Hitting Smalls. Second touchdown pass for Sanders today.
Now we turn to our silent reporter, Bobby Passavento. The touchdown there by Savell Smalls ends up being number 65. I know it's anticlimactic in a launch like this, but Shedeur Sanders, 65 touchdowns. He takes 1 step ahead of Steven Montez and Cody Hawkins. The most touchdown passes by a quarterback in Colorado history at 65. And he did it in 24 games. That in and of itself, Bobby, is really stunning when you think about it.
It's unbelievable. I mean, listen, he's the best to do it in the black and gold. I don't know how you could argue with it. He's a heck of a player, right? I mean, they threw it around a lot, but he made good decisions with the football. And to break that record in that many amount of games is remarkable.
And keep in mind, he was sacked almost 100 times during those 2 seasons. I mean, put that in context for people.
Yeah, well, it talks about how tough he is, right? Because that's hard. It's hard to get hit in the mouth and knocked down. And not just the 100 sacks. How many times you get hit and not sacked, releasing the ball, right? So it just shows how tough he is and how determined he is to be a leader and win games. And it just shows how great of a football player he is.
We just can't overstate, though, the importance and the magnitude of what Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter have been to this program. I mean, some of the greatest players of all time, as Gary just pointed out, not only in Colorado history, but in college football history. broad 30,000-foot view, though, of the fact that we're standing here after a bowl game, we're disappointed. The fact that we're standing here after a 9-win season in a prominent bowl game with a loss, we're disappointed, is it's light years from where we were sitting 24 months ago when Prime first got here. And I think we need to understand that and start looking to the future of what he's about ready to build.
Totally. You got to put it in context from where we were 2 years ago. But I think we saw the potential this team had, and so what happened tonight is disappointing. But the groundwork that's been laid, and now, with the kind of the other two quarterbacks that are walking in here to take over for Shedeur in the future, the other guys in the transfer portal. I mean, Prime has done a great job of setting this place up for success, and I think he's going to be here a long time. Yeah. So, and he's just going to continue to do it. And I love. Shedeur said it in his press conference tonight. We brought CU back to where it should be. So now they can turn it over to somebody else, and they need to keep it here.
You played this position, though. Listen, the magic that Shedeur is able to do under that kind of pressure and still be productive, you can't ask that of every quarterback. You got a couple of guys, one a very young guy, one's a more veteran quarterback who transfers in. They've got to find a rushing attack, though, to help those guys next season offensively.
100% they do. I mean, to make it far in the playoffs and be a true national championship contender, you got to run the football. There's no chance to play the way we did. So as good as they are athletically, as good as they can be making plays with their feet, if they can't get support with the running game and make the defense put guys in the box to try to stop the run, you can't find a way to win games. It's way too hard.
24 months ago, Colorado was the worst Power 5 team in America, maybe the most irrelevant football team in America. And now we stand here disappointed after a 9-win season and a loss in the Alamo Bowl for Coach Gary Barnett and Bobby Passavano. I'm voice of the bus, Mark Johnson. A bus fall in a lopsided game to BYU here in the Alamo Bowl. Happy New Year. Be safe. And we'll talk to you down the road in basketball, as that's now just around the corner for all of us.